Good morning, 8th grade, and welcome to lesson 2.2, solving two-step equations. Perfect for chapter 2, lesson 2, and you're on page 122. Okay, that's exhausting. Solving two-step equations. You may or may not remember this. If you do not, that is okay. Just make sure that you're raising your hand and asking for help throughout the lesson so I can support you. Now, a two-step equation contains two operations. In the equation, for example, we're going to use this one here, 2x plus 3 equals 7. X is multiplied by 2, and then 3 is added. To solve two-step equations, undo each operation in reverse order. Okay, so you may or may not remember, I'm going to rewrite this over here because I need some space when I solve equations. You may or may not remember that when you have a coefficient, which is this number here attached to the variable, we leave that for last. We leave that for last. That's like when you play the game Solitaire on the computer and you leave the last card and then it goes, okay, that's what makes the equation all unfold. So anything that is the variable that you're solving for, which in this case is x, you're gonna leave that variable and its coefficient alone. We don't want to do anything with it yet. We're going to leave it. So the book says that there's a couple different ways to do it. First, you could draw a picture. I'm going to show you the way that method 2, which is to use symbols. So something that I like to do, and you may not need to do it, whenever I'm solving equations, in order to help me remember that it needs to be balanced on both sides, I like to draw just like a light line down the equal sign so that I know that I have to keep my two sides separate. Because, as you've heard me say many times, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. That helps my brain to have sides. So as I previously said, this right here, we are leaving this until the end. So I'm just going to cover it up. I don't even want to look at it. We do have to do something with this 3 though. So in order to solve these equations, we're going to undo it in the reverse order. So 3, we can see it's got a plus sign in front of it. It's also positive. So I see that it's being added. I'm going to do the opposite of adding, the inverse, which is to subtract by 3. The inverse. Now whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 3 minus 3 is 0, so that crosses out. So I'm just going to kind of get rid of that. 7 minus 3 is 4. And I'm just going to rewrite this with whatever's left. So I have the 2x left. Now, since that's the only thing left on that side, now I can split them up. Well, you should remember from your previous lesson that if they're the coefficient and the variable, when there's nothing between them, that means it's being multiplied. So in order to solve, I'm going to do the opposite of multiplying and divide. So divide this side by 2. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So that cancels out. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 2. All right. Let's do A together, and then I'm going to have you do B on your own. So looking at A at the bottom on the got it, I'm going to copy mine over here so you can see it. There you go. 3x plus 2 equals 20. Again, this is got it A. Now, I need to leave this for last. I'm not touching this coefficient or the variable. I do see that I have a 2. It was being added, so the opposite of positive 2, or adding 2, is subtracting. Now, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. This cancels out. On this side, I'm left with 3x equals, just dropping that down. 20 minus 2 is 18. Now I can solve my one-step problem. I got rid of one step, now I'm solving my next one. Since it's secretly being multiplied, I'm going to divide. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. 18 divided by 3 is 6. X equals 6. Now I know that I moved through that one a little bit more quickly. I have confidence that we have done these before, and so that should look somewhat familiar to you. If I assumed wrong, I greatly apologize, and please pause the video and ask for some help, and I'll be happy to walk through some more examples with you. So go ahead and do B at the bottom of page 122 on your own. And when you're done, please raise your hand, and I can check your work and give you some extra practice problems if you need it. If you're still stuck on doing B, please also raise your hand and someone can come help you. All right, good luck, 8th grade.